box your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
How's your day going?
Going good, thank you, yes.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Really, guys?
What? Jackson's always has those game records.
Let's go!
Hey Bronco Nation, this is Kenzie with Boise State Soccer. When I moved to Boise, I thought I was ready for anything. Training, no problem. New teammates, bring it on. But driving on snow and ice, yeah, that was a whole new challenge. Here in Boise, winters mean real weather. That's why I'm so grateful for my Ford all-wheel drive. If you're new to Boise or just ready for a safer winter, head to Lithia Ford of Boise. Come check out the full lineup of all-wheel drive vehicles at Lithia Ford of Boise, and when you buy here, you're supporting Boise State athletics. Come see us at Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Welcome to the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News. Game time is approaching, and we're getting you ready with the latest pregame news, interviews, analysis, and more from BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Have a pregame score prediction or comment? Let us know in the ICCU YouTube chat or leave us a message on the Signature Roofing voice box at speakpipe.com/BNN. The BNN pregame show is presented by Lithia Ford of Boise and our major sponsors Jackson's, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, rowpaint.com, and the Blue and Orange store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show on Bronco Nation News.
Abe is in the air here at ExtraMile Arena, pre-Valentine's Day game. Friday night hoops at the X as the Boise State Broncos look to take control of the 6th seed in the Mountain West standings in a big game here with the UNLV or Running Rebels. And it's that get-back game as well, Abe Jackson. Lost to the Rebels there in overtime in Vegas a couple of weeks ago. Now back home, a chance to even the score, and should be a fun one tonight.
Yeah, it should be fun. Broncos are on a roll, really are. You know, a couple nail-biting wins where they pulled them out at the end. Nevada at home, and then a huge win in the pit. One of the best performances I have ever seen in the pit from Dylan Andrews. You can put Max Rice's game a couple years ago up with that, but just a great win in Albuquerque.
Hope you can hear us okay. We're going stick mic tonight instead of headset, so let us know if it sounds okay. If it's a disaster or something, I'll switch back to the headsets, but trying something new tonight, and hope you can hear us, see us okay. He is Abe Jackson. You'll hear him coming up with Bob Beeler in about 24 minutes over on 670 KBOI, all the affiliates across the state of Idaho, Learfield, Bronco Radio Network. And Abe, a little more exciting waking up on a game day these days with how the team's playing right now.
It is. I mean, there's a different feel, I think, around this team, too, and I think the players feel different as well. I mean, Dylan Andrews talked about it after the Nevada game, that there was something that happened in practice where they had a breakthrough with him and Coach Rice. He didn't elaborate on it, but it seems like he's just so much more comfortable these last 4 or 5 games than he was at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I'll say this, Abe, that 1 in 5 start to conference play, the UNLV game was the 4th game during that losing streak. They didn't have Javen Buchanan. They didn't have Dylan Andrews in overtime, and they lose a tough one, and it was kind of the official rock bottom. I actually thought they did some things in that game where they were turning the corner offensively. It was better, but it was still a loss. And you fast forward, I mean, just a totally different feeling from last time they were down in Vegas playing UNLV to now.
Yeah, well, that game in UNLV, they played offense okay, and they were right there to win the game. But the big thing in that game is the turnovers. I mean, I think they had 29 points off of turnovers, UNLV did, and 9 steals. And a lot of those steals came at the three-point line and just ended up in easy, fast break buckets for the Rebels. So, and I also think this is a much different team. I mean, the feel of this team, the way that people are playing, I think is much better. So I expect the Broncos here to win here tonight and keep this win streak going.
All right, Abe, I'm going to get you the headset here because they said it's a little background noise.
All right.
They said a little worse than usual, so I'm going to give you this headset. I'm going to switch you out here while we're talking. Sometimes you try stuff, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, Abe. So, Abe, what are your thoughts? Hold on here. Let's get this going here. All right, Abe, you should be better. I'll fix myself here in a second, but can you hear me all right?
Yep, I'm good.
We're good? All right. Abe, Dylan Andrews, man, he won some National Player of the Week awards last week. A heck of a couple of games here. We've talked about it, but his turnaround here has really coincided with the team's turnaround. And if he keeps playing like this, you feel pretty good every game. There could be a lot of wins left on the schedule.
Well, if there's one player that you could really put a finger on, I'd say of any basketball team on how they go, the team's going to go, it's going to be the point guard. They make the majority of the decisions that start the offense. They handle the ball a bunch. They make the majority of the decisions in pick and roll, which is such a prominent play in college basketball now. And so Dylan Andrews, I was talking to Bob Beeler just sitting over there before I came on with you, BJ, and we can't think of a 2-game stretch from a point guard that is better than Dylan Andrews, what Dylan Andrews just had. I mean, you talk about in the 20s against Nevada, 1 turnover. I think it was 7 out of 12 from the floor. Then in the 30s, 33 or 35 it was against New Mexico, and only 1 turnover as well. I mean, he's shooting lights out. He's making great decisions, and he's taking care of the ball. I think this is the Dylan Andrews that people thought that was coming in here from UCLA, that the coaches thought they had. And you can just see everybody else getting lifted up around him because the way that he's playing.
All right.
Yep, there you go. You good?
All right, I think we might be good. They said you were a little low. We'll fix this out here. Sorry about that. You try something new and it backfires, of course. So Abe is the man, smart dude. So hopefully we can hear us both here. Abe, all right. So Dylan Andrews playing better. Hey, how you doing? Andrew Meadow, I know he was sick last game, but the last 5 games he's only – there we go. Last 5 games, Andrew Meadow is only averaging like 6, 7, 8 points a game. I forget what it is, but how do they? I know he was sick last game, but obviously you like what you see from Dylan Andrews. But here we are again. Got to get Andrew Meadow going.
You got to get him going, and I think the other games that we've talked about where he hasn't been going, the offense has become really stagnant, and you're wondering kind of where the ball movement is, the shots weren't falling. At New Mexico, I mean, you didn't really need to get him going because you had guys that were playing so well. Buchanan had a great game. Carmichael getting into the starting lineup had a fantastic game, had the team high in rebounds, and I think he had 16 points as well. And so there are some games where you just might not need to get a certain guy going because someone else is stepping up, but it's always nice to have one of your best shooters and the best percentage shooters from the floor get a bunch of shots.
What'd you make of when Keene was out? Pearson Carmichael stepping into the starting lineup against New Mexico had the
turn me up a little bit.
All right, let me see here. Abe, try talking.
How about that?
We'll try that and see if that's any better here.
Still a little quiet. What if I put it? How about that? Yeah, it's louder for me.
We'll try that.
Check. Abe Jackson.
Abe is still a little quiet. We'll try that. Let us
right.
know if Abe's any better. But Pearson Carmichael, 16 points off, and is moving into the starting lineup there. I don't know who's going to start tonight. I'm not sure it really matters, but Keene is back. But Carmichael's another one of those guys that can be kind of an X factor here.
Well, Carmichael's one of the guys that we always knew that he could score, right? He came in as a huge scorer out of high school. We've seen what he can do, shooting the ball, driving to the hoop. So really the question marks for him were going to be, how does he do on defense and how does he help you out rebounding? And I really think he took a huge step at the pit in that type of environment. He gave you 16 points, but then also did the things that Keene does when he's in the starting lineups, plays defense and rebounds well. And so if Carmichael, and I'm not saying he needs to give you 16 and 8 every game, but if he can step up the rebounds like that, and if he can score, into the low teens, 12 to 13, I mean, that's another guy that's just bumping up his game at the right time of the season.
Bart Torvik, BartTorvik.com. He's an analytical stat guy. He's similar to a Ken Palm. He does some different analytical things. And one of the things on Bart Torvik's website is you can break it down by, date ranges, not the whole season. So you want to go, okay, the last 2 weeks, who's doing this? Who's doing this? Well, if you go back to January 16th, the start of this 7-1 stretch, Boise State has the number 4 ranked offense in the country. Number 4 ranked offense in terms of efficiency and points per possession. He puts his whole formula together. It's not just scoring, not just shooting. Offensive efficiency, the number 4 ranked offense. Only 3 teams in the country are playing better offensively right now than Boise State. What have you seen that has fueled this offensive turnaround, Abe Jackson?
Well, I think the first thing that happened was that in that streak there, the schedule got much easier. I mean, it was such a brutal stretch to start the season at Nevada, New Mexico, at San Diego State, Grand Canyon, Utah State. I mean, all the top teams, it was just back to back to back. And then you get a little reprieve from the top of the conference, and you can see that the Broncos found their groove. They started blowing out the teams that they should have blown out. They got some rhythm to their offense, and then when Nevada comes in, they kind of gave it away, but they ended up getting that win, and they were doing something that they hadn't been doing during that losing streak, making those single plays that win the games. We've seen it in previous games where the play just couldn't get made or the free throws didn't go down. The Broncos end up losing a close one. Nevada, they made those plays. They hit a big shot. And then, of course, at New Mexico, the whole team shot lights out from the free throw line, and Dylan Andrews especially going 10 for 10. So I think the schedule really helped them. But they've also just kind of found themselves, and I think found the confidence that when they need to make a play, they know they can get it done now.
Okay, so the number 4 ranked offense during this stretch, even though they are 6-1, the number 178th ranked defense during this stretch. They've given up a lot of points. The last 3 games, they've given up 90, 87, 86. What are you seeing on the defensive side? And typically you feel pretty good with Mike Burns in the defense, so I guess that's encouraging that if they can figure that out, this team could go to another level. But where does the defense need to be better?
I think it needs to be better guarding the perimeter. I mean, that's what kept New Mexico really in that game. You're knocking down free throws. And, of course, the last 3-pointer was kind of a huck by their 7-foot center that went in. It should have been really a 4-point win. But before that, it was, some open threes that they knocked down. So I think that inside the Broncos are doing okay. But one thing that really hurt the Broncos too is perimeter defense, and then also turnovers that lead to easy buckets. If you give up easy buckets, your percentage is going to go up a lot, and we saw that against UNLV the first time.
All right, they had that break, a week off. I mean, as a player, they had played a pretty tough schedule with no break for a while, but when you get a huge win like that at the pit, would you rather keep, and the way they're playing, would you rather keep going? Or I think they got 3 days off of no official team practices. They were doing some individual type stuff, but as a player, is the rest, you're excited for that, or would you rather see keep playing at this point?
I think it's really up to the individual player. I mean, there's some guys, of course, that would want to just keep it going and keep playing and get out there the very next day. But I think when you really take a look at the entire season and how long a college basketball season is, any type of break, any type of bye, whenever you get, it's going to be good, because you'll see these guys out there playing every single game, but I guarantee you there's something on their body that can use about 2 or 3 days rest, an ankle, a back, a shoulder, something like that. So when you get a bye in the middle of the conference, you just kind of take a deep breath, you give your body some time to rest, and then you get back after it.
And what's that challenge like? Almost a week off in the middle of the season. Every team does it at some point, but trying to keep the rhythm and try to stay on a roll and keep playing well. And UNLV just played 3 nights on Tuesday night. They had a game Tuesday night, one day, and then they're flying to Boise. What do you make in terms of Boise State having the extra couple days and trying to, how do you keep that rhythm, keep that momentum even with the break?
I mean, you rely on your seniors and the guys who've been in the program for a while, and then also the coaching staff. So this year's been a little bit different, where I used to say, like, you don't really see a fall off after buys, and I don't know if we're going to see a fall off, but this season it just has a little different feel than some of the other seasons, coming off losses or coming off a big win. So I think the Broncos are in a completely different headspace than they were earlier in the season, so I expect them to come out and play well.
All right, final couple things real quick for Abe Jackson. Again, you'll hear him in about 15 minutes with Bob Beeler over on 670 KBOI. I mentioned the first game against UNLV. Goes to overtime. That was kind of the low point for Boise State. They're on the road. Did not have Javen Buchanan in that game. And also, as I said, you had Dylan Andrews getting cramps. Could not play at all in the overtime. And NATO struggled a little bit, had a couple shots blocked there in the Lithia, a real tough one late, like 30, 40 seconds left in overtime when he drove. So Boise State obviously at full strength tonight. What do you make of that last game and how different or the same things will be tonight?
Well, it's going to be a completely different looking team. I mean, you take Javen Buchanan out of the lineup, and the Broncos look different defensively, rebounding, offensively than they did in that first game. But one thing that happened in that first game was a bunch of turnovers. 15 turnovers for the Broncos, 29 second chance or points off turnovers for UNLV. 9 of those 15 turnovers were steals. So what that tells me is that you're giving up easy buckets. There was a stretch where I feel like they got 2 steals in a row at the three-point line. They just had easy buckets. So you give those up, and it's going to be hard to get a win on the road because you're just giving away points. But I think there's a lot to be said about just where the Broncos are right now with this win streak, how they're feeling about themselves, the headspace that they're in. I think it's going to be a different-looking team. Plus, you have Buchanan back in.
I remember that one turnover. I think it was Keene or somebody had a bad pass right to the guy. He just catches it and throws down a monstrous dunk.
Yeah, it was off of a rebound. It was off a rebound of a missed free throw, and it was an outlet, and it went right to the UNLV guys. So, I mean, those are the type of plays where you're just giving away points. You're giving away shooting percentage as well. And so that kind of hurts the Broncos on their defensive end. But I don't think you're going to see those type of turnovers here tonight.
Okay, so no turnovers, or limit the turnovers and limit the live ball turnovers that lead to that.
Yes.
What else is the key for a Boise State win tonight?
Well, you have to guard Gibbs Hawthorne. I mean, he's one of the most dynamic scorers, I think, leading the conference in scoring. If not, he's in one of the top 2. And he's a guy who can shoot threes, and he's very streaky. He's one of the guys that if he starts knocking down shots, he will start knocking down shots. But when he releases, you say, that is a bad shot. But he has a way to get him to go in the hoop. So keep him from getting on a really hot streak, because he can drive, he can pull up, he can shoot the three. He's probably one of the best one-on-one players in the league.
Well, Abe, appreciate your time, man. Thanks a lot for joining us. Good luck on the call, and hopefully talk to you another happy postgame.
Yeah, man.
There he is, Abe Jackson. Appreciate him. I don't know what's going on with the audio. I apologize, guys. We are doing the best we can here on the audio. It should be back to what it was for a typical game. I switched it back, so it should be back to what it is for a typical game. I have no idea, so I apologize. I hope you can hear me okay now. I'll try to switch it up for Johnny Ball game as well. We got Nathan coming on. We got all kinds of stuff here planned on the pregame show. So not sure on the audio. Apologize for that. We'll get it figured out here momentarily on the pregame show. Want to thank Lithia Ford of Boise, online at lithiafordboise.com. View their full inventory of options online, and you can certainly go in and check them out in person. All kinds of great options and things. Lithia Ford of Boise, online at lithiafordboise.com. Hey, Sun Cruiser, check out Sun Cruiser. Real iced tea or real vodka, whether it's the lemonade, vodkas, the tea, vodkas, all kinds of great options. Sun Cruiser, pick up a Sun Cruiser today. Hey, Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. There's a branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest, that mobile e-branch online banking right there in your smartphone. Idaho Central Credit Union. Check them out online at ICCU.com. Calm. All right, I think I figured out what
Shit, John. I figured out what the audio problem was. There you go. I just cussed, Johnny. Luckily, there's no FCC violations here. We did not have the what are you doing there, Johnny? Your mic's live here. He's dingling something. All right, we got all kinds of I figured out the problem on the microphone. We didn't have it turned on properly. We should be good now, Johnny. We've now used a profanity on the show. We've now we're here. We're live. I think that's better.
Do you have a swear jar? If so, then there's a buck, and it goes to your favorite charity.
Yes.
So you guys got to keep track of
we
his
had the
swear jar, though.
They said the audio wasn't great tonight. They said a lot of background noise, and it turns out the StreamYard was on the wrong setting here. So we should be good now. I apologize for that. But, Johnny, 38 minutes on the clock. The crowd filing in. Should be a fun one tonight at the X. $2 nachos.
Right?
$2 nachos. I didn't know about that. I may have to go find some.
$2 nacho night.
B&N will buy you nachos tonight if you want some nachos. Although you already got some, apparently.
Game day nachos are good. I did have some over at the Mixer or there at the Hall of Fame. Looks like they have some pretty interesting plans moving forward with how they want to set this arena to be able to maximize on the
what
fans.
was that like over there? You stayed a little longer than I did.
Yeah, on the fans that want to make this a really, really difficult place to play. So they have their ideas. And I think moving forward, I mean, dude, whatever Jeremiah Dickey wants feels like he gets, right? I mean, what's something that Jeremiah Dickey hasn't had or doesn't have that he's desperate for? I don't know. So it feels like maybe anything's possible as long as they can keep that guy out there getting money and see what happens. No baseball team and no wrestling team. I can report that.
Somebody asked about that again?
No, I'm just saying I can report it.
Pearson Carmichael's mom is wearing a shirt that says Peanut Gallery, and she says about 10 moms are going to be here tonight all wearing Peanut Gallery shirts. So the Peanut Gallery, Johnny, will be here tonight for Carmichael.
Peanut's a fan favorite. You know, you see a lot of Peanut jerseys around here. I've seen a couple, not a lot. I've seen two. But that's a lot around here. And this might be a Peanut game. Talk about a microwave, right? One of those dudes, he's probably like, if he's the guy who hits his first two shots, he's just thinking that the cylinder just grows, right? Peanut's one of those players, and if this is one of those nights, we'll see. I mean, this team hasn't had a letdown game since what? UNLV? Last time they played these guys? I mean, Boise State?
Yeah.
It feels like, I mean, I don't know what I'm saying that's due. I think they're going to win tonight, but the spread I thought was kind of interesting.
10 points.
It felt like it was kind of large. In this league, teams that are right next to each other in the standings, especially UNLV won the first matchup. I know Javen Buchanan makes a difference, but there's never going to be a league Javen Buchanan ever plays in where he's a 10-point difference on a point spread. Bless his heart.
They didn't have Dylan Andrews in overtime of that game either. He got cramps and couldn't play in overtime. Nato, if you remember, had a really bad block shot, I believe, in overtime where he drove the lane to try to tie the game and just got swatted. This is an athletic UNLV team. You see Gibbs Lawhorn in the corner getting some shots up. Dude had 32 against them last time they played, Johnny. Very good guard, one of the best scoring guards on the West Coast. It seems like we're saying the same thing about UNLV every year, though. Talented players. They beat a team or two they shouldn't beat. They lose to a team or two they shouldn't lose to. I mean, Josh Pastner in year one, he was on another night in the Mountain West earlier this week. I mean, they just played a couple of nights ago on Tuesday night against San Jose.
Name dropper.
What do you make of this UNLV team? By the way, I don't know if you talked to Scott Garson or not yet. I went over and dapped up Scott Garson. Thought security was going to kick me off the court because he kind of pulled me out towards midcourt. Him and Burns were talking about the Dodgers, but good to see old friend Scott Garson back too.
Huge baseball fan, Scott Garson. Huge Dodger fan, and a good friend of mine. I like Garce. I don't go see him at many of these things, you know. He's working.
He asked about you, man. You should have said hello to him.
Did he?
Yeah, when you're done here, you need to find a way when they're back out for warm-ups to go over and say hello to him.
Say hello.
Yes, he would like that.
But I do like the Pastner and Scott Garson addition here, like you're saying, to a team that usually solely relies on athleticism to maybe go in another direction and try to get more schemy. If I could create a word right there. I don't know if that's what they're doing or not. I haven't really studied these guys, but it's kind of like what you said. They'll beat a really good team and then they'll lose to a really bad team. maybe they're that team that needed to find itself and was just a circus McGurkus for the first 20 games. And then all of a sudden, coaches. You have that big win, so you get the buy-in from everybody. It's a huge thing when a coach can go in a locker room and say, see, I told you. When you put everything together, you just beat the best team in the league. That team's going to the NCAA tournament, and you just handled them. That is massive motivation that a coach can have on a team. And UNLV feels like maybe they were one of those teams. We will see tonight, though. They're 10-point dogs. I mean, I'll be disappointed if Boise State loses this game. I think this needs to be a win for Boise State, and I think it will be.
But I think you'd be happy if you're a Boise State fan with like a 4 or 5 or 6 point win. Like if you win this game, but if you cover this spread, you're like, damn, that was a nice win.
Yeah, and that means you're probably up by like 17 at some point, and then the garbage time, free throws here or there,
which I guess wouldn't shock us. A home game and Leon Rice and this, they've been playing better. Like they do that sometimes here, but this is like I said, they got some size.
I have a feeling the crowd's going to explode tonight, man. Like this could be set up for a big Friday night crowd night explosion.
Speaking of the crowd, what do you make of the ticket offer tonight, Johnny? The Valentine's Day offers. It says if people are looking for an affordable date night with their partner before the expensive dinner the next day, or if you're singling and mingling for the next chapter of your lives, they had you to 2 different ticket offers tonight. There were buy one, get one free tickets up in the balcony. It says also known as Makeout Point.
What section, BJ? What number?
I don't know the number to that. Are you going to go check it out at some point during the game?
I want to go see where Makeout Point is. I do know of a woman coming to this game tonight.
Now, Bronco conversation cards will be provided to help start dialogue with other ticket buyers. It says, take a leap of faith, find a seat with fate in hand, and impress those next to you with some of the best seats available in ExtraMile Arena. And you get you got a dessert to Ruth's Chris if you came out tonight, and you got to hang out. And they are going to have some Valentine's Day theme promotions, Johnny, Kiss Cam, and in-game entertainment taking place throughout the night. So
yeah, did you do the Kiss Cam on like every other timeout tonight instead of just once? I think you Kiss Cam up tonight because the Kiss Cam's always the most popular thing. That and the half-court shot. Those are the only things that will get my attention during a timeout. Because you never know what's going to happen with the Kiss Cam. Have you ever been on a Kiss Cam?
I don't believe so.
I have not either.
We tried to get you on when you were on that date.
Yeah, I know you did. Thanks.
It was a little too late in the
appreciate that.
A little too late in the night and for the staff to see that, but didn't make that. No. But I agree with you on the crowd tonight, Johnny. Friday night, 8 o'clock. The team's won 6 of 7. Like I would think there'll be a little juice in here tonight.
I agree. You have a chance to get a bite and then come to the building. It's one of those. You're not rushed. Friday night, Boise, Idaho. We say this every year, but I mean, what the heck else do you have to do tonight? Especially if you're a student.
I would still say we have more non-students than students in the student section to this point. But
that's just how it goes.
It's how it's going to be. It's how it's going to be. They're wondering if the Genty helmet girl will be in attendance tonight.
No, but I do know of one person that's going to be in attendance tonight, but she's with her son. They're gonna have a good time. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I don't know where the Lover's Lane is though. Makeout
Point.
Makeout Point. I mean, we were talking about this on the show. I mean, what's the best sporting event to take a first?
You guys had a great show
to?
today. You had a good show.
Oh, stop!
It was a good show, man. I enjoyed listening to it driving down.
What's the best sporting event to take a date to? Pro sports.
I liked it. I think NHL is a good one. I heard someone say it. Prater said that. Hockey. NHL is a great one, and
he wants to know.
I can't tell you how much money I've wasted on tickets and beers trying to impress a girl at a Blues game one time.
Tell me about it.
No, my wife's probably watching this video.
Story you told me about?
Oh, get out of here. No.
That time when
it was
you were
before I had
college
even met my wife. It was a long time before, but we did go to a Blues game and spend way too much money on $15 beers and it didn't get anywhere for us. We'll just say that.
I'm with you. I've done that too, too many times. But
someone said baseball. I don't think it's baseball. It's just I agree. There's a lot of downtime and stuff, but I think the excitement and energy in hockey. If you've ever been to an NHL hockey game, like during the timeouts, there's a lot of energy in the building. Like I just think I think an NHL game would be at the top of my list probably.
I've been to one NHL game in Seattle and it was amazing, but for me it's NFL. I'll bring her to an NFL game, and you're going to see all of me here you know, and I'm going to see you too.
NFL game would be a good one.
See if you can handle this. So, yeah, I got to rest my voice.
Yeah, are you sick? Somebody said.
I'm not sick. It's just been a long week on the courts.
All right. Cruisers popping there. The Buchanan family has the Sun Cruisers going in Indiana. We always appreciate that. All right, we'll get you out of here with this then, Johnny. Final thing. Greg Frank in attendance here. The great Greg Frank making his way in. Any final thoughts on this one? And we'll get you out of here. Nathan Carroll coming up next.
I
get some real analysis of this game.
Yeah, I want to know from Nathan Carroll the defense.
There's the peanut gallery, by the way. I see about 8 ladies up there wearing the white shirts.
Like the defense, why has it struggled lately? It feels like it has. They're relying on offense. Maybe that's just what this team is, and this coaching staff has figured out. Okay, we're just we're better if we're more offensive, and maybe that's been some give and take that the players and the coaches have had to do. But no, I think Boise State wins and keeps this thing rolling. I do.
All right, man.
And I like UNLV too. I don't want to take too much away. They can win. I like UNLV, but I think Boise State's doing a pretty good job here, winning at the Pit. It's like if you win at the Pit and then you lose at home to UNLV, it's like, dude, you gotta, right? Are you nice?
What?
Nothing.
I don't know what you're talking about. Thanks, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you. There he is, Johnny Ballgame. He thinks they're going to keep it rolling and get a win tonight. Appreciate it, Johnny Ballgame. We're going to get Nathan Carroll in here. I wanted to get Greg Frank on as well. We got to try to make that work at the end here. We're going to go to Nathan next. But if the Broncos get 75 points tonight, then you get a 75-cent fountain drink from our friends at Jackson. 75-cent fountain drink means a 75 points gives you a 75-cent fountain drink from our friends at Jackson's. And don't forget the Jackson's postgame show. Coming up postgame, the Jackson's postgame show here on Bronco Nation News. Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com, whether it's the crispy chicken strips, the breakfast quesadillas, they got you covered at Taco Bell. And don't forget, if the Broncos can get 83 points tonight, you get a free taco tomorrow at Taco Bell with your ticket stub. So take advantage of that. A Treasure Valley Taco Bell locations, a free taco if you've got your ticket stub, and the Broncos can get 83 points tonight. In the Blue and Orange store, if you're here in the building, they got the kiosks and things. When you walk in up there behind Section 12, the official in-venue provider of Boise State merchandise is the Blue and Orange store. Online, theblueandorangestore.com, or you can check out their 2 locations in town, the Allen Noble Hall of Fame, as well as the OG location there at the Boise Town Square Mall. We bring you back live here. We subbed out one future Hall of Famer for another, Johnny Ballgame for Nathan Carroll. Nathan, appreciate you, man, for jumping on. We're 26 minutes from tip-off here. Crowd filing in for a Friday night pre-Valentine's Day game. We'll get to your story on the offense here in a minute, but just general thoughts, man. Both teams tied at 7-6 in the standings. Obviously, a lot, in terms of the seeding, riding on this one tonight.
Yeah, it's, about as high leverage game as you're going to get, at this point in the season. If you lose this one, the odds of getting into that top 4 and grabbing a bye are next to 0. But you win this one, you're actually setting yourself up to be in a pretty good spot to contend for one of those top 4 seeds and a bye when you head down to Vegas for the Mountain West tournament. So absolutely a big one and a get-back spot for the Broncos, right? I'm sure you've talked about it. UNLV got the better of Boise in Vegas. Obviously, that game without Javen Buchanan. So Boise State looking to make it 1-1 on the season. You lose both of these, forget the bye and the top 4 seed. You might be looking at a 7 or 8 seed just because you'll no longer have any chance of winning a tiebreak over UNLV. So massive game for the Broncos.
Broncos taking the floor here to a nice ovation at ExtraMile Arena. Crowd filing in. We're about 25 minutes from tip-off. Again, Broncos on the floor. I hate to do this to folks. I had somebody ask me about the officiating tonight, but one day after the announcement of the Idaho-Boise State rivalry being resumed, an employee of the University of Idaho is officiating this game tonight. Scott Brown is officiating this game. He works for the University of Idaho. His day job is the Director of Development, College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. He asks for money for the University of Idaho during the day, and at night he is officiating a college basketball game in the same state for a rival school. I just find that to be very interesting.
Here's what I find interesting. How do you maintain a day job while you're on the road like these referees are? I mean, you've seen some of their schedule. They're pretty much away from home 6-7 days a week.
I don't think he does as many games as some of the other refs. I believe he's only done about 25 games this year, and the highest-ranked refs have done about 80.
Okay, gotcha. So he
mostly does Friday, Saturday, one midweek game maybe on a Wednesday, but I don't think he's doing 5 games a week.
Gotcha. Well, that checks out then. But, yeah, it's we'll see. It looks like it's a pretty decent crew, all things considered. I think it was, 2 of the top 75 refs in Ken Palm, if I read your tweet correctly. So, I mean, there's been worse.
Which on a Friday night game, you would expect a better crew. There's only about 15 games in the entire country tonight. Frankly, I was surprised it wasn't a little bit better. But, some of the refs must have decided they'd rather have the day off tonight and start a new streak of games tomorrow. But the thing about Scott Brown is Boise State is 1-3 this year with Scott Brown.
Yes.
He was here for the Hawaii Pacific game.
Yes.
Which I don't remember exactly, but I don't think they lost that game because of the officials. He did do the game in Reno when there was 70 foul shots taken that game. He did do the win in Laramie, but he was down there at Grand Canyon when they lost that game. So I'm not necessarily saying that his calls or the reffing in general lost them any of those games, but stats are stats. He's 1-3 in the 4 games he's officiated for Boise State this year. He last did the Utah State at Wyoming game last Saturday.
Okay, and I'll say this. The GCU-Boise game, GCU just won that outright. Boise-Wyoming, Boise won that outright. You mentioned the Nevada game, a lot of fouls. We don't know how much of that's on Mr. Brown. Maybe some of the other officials are the ones getting foul-friendly. I do remember in that Hawaii Pacific game, I had made a note in that game, it felt like the refs were feeling the upset a little bit and kind of giving Hawaii Pacific some of the calls that if that's a D1 team, maybe they don't get that call and vice versa. So look, if Boise State loses this game tonight, I think Boise State fans might have a little bit of a case to be upset that there's a University of Idaho official officiating their games. It is, we've talked about it before, but it is insane to me that the NCAA allows that.
And I actually I like having fun with it, but I don't think he's out here purposely making calls to screw over Boise State.
No.
I think it's from an optics standpoint, it's not a great look.
Yes.
But I think he's a professional and he has a job to do. And I was a youth baseball umpire back when I was in college in summer, and I knew parents and people on the teams. But once the game starts, you lock in, you do your job. I don't think he's out there going, oh man, if it's a close call, I got to go against him and screw him. I really don't, but I don't think the optics look great, that his day job is to literally ask donors and businesses and people to give another in-state school money, and then at night he's officiating and deciding a rival team. And even when you throw in yesterday with the announcement of the resumption of the football series, I just find the timing odd.
Yeah, and that's where I agree with you. It's the optics of it all, that if this game were to come down to a no call or a bad foul call, not in Boise State's favor, all of a sudden people are going to, the Twitter mob's going to do their thing, point out he's an Idaho alum. It's going to become a whole deal. It just seems like one of those things that the NCAA
It'd be very easy to just not have happen.
Yeah, and even if it's just, hey, no in-state schools or no schools where there's a conflict of interest, right? If he does a GCU-Wyoming game, there's nothing there for an Idaho employee. But, yeah, it's like you said, the optics of it are suboptimal, to say the least.
All right, folks are asking if BNN is showing the game. We are not showing the game tonight. It's on Fox Sports 1. We can only show the Mountain West Network games, so this game is on Fox Sports 1. You can switch over at the top of the hour to Fox Sports 1 and watch the game there. Karate Bob says, looking good from Section 28. Where's Karate Bob up there? Karate Bob, we're looking for you, giving you a shout-out. Wave for us up there in Section 28, Karate Bob. All right, appreciate
there he
front
is.
Front row of the balcony there. All right, we appreciate it. Looks like he's there with his lovely wife. All right, Karate Bob, appreciate you for watching. Enjoy the game tonight. Thanks for watching. Boise by 9, the Buchanan family says. We got Nathan, what's up? They're giving you some shout-outs as well. Kurt Fuller should have taken the under 50 on the student section tonight. Yeah, I would say there's more adults and grandparents than students in the student section right now, but we'll see if that on a Friday night at 7:40, we'll see. That surprises me a little bit.
Does the band count as students? Because then they're over 50.
Okay.
If we count the band, we're over 50.
Johnny, go find Scott Garson down there. He wants to say hi to you. I'm telling you, go down there and see him, man. UNLV coming back on the floor. There's Scott Garson right there walking onto the court. Let's go, Johnny.
Yeah.
By the way, we get the great Derek Clark on the play-by-play tonight. This guy is Gus Johnson 2.0. I mean, Derek Clark is the man. And Derek Clark. He's getting ready. He's getting the vocal cords ready. This guy, I'm telling you, when folks hear him, ton of passion, really gets into it, has some of those sayings and things. He's the up-and-coming next version. Oh, here's our friend Scott Brown right here. There he is waving. Who was he waving to? He literally waved as I said that. Is he listening in the AirPods here? I don't know.
He knows we're talking about him. He knows.
Literally, that was crazy. But Scott Brown in the house. Wonder if he was at the courthouse yesterday for the announcement, the resumption of the football series. I don't know. But, all right, your story on the offense.
Yes.
Kind of want to go the other way, too, but 178th defense during that stretch. They're 6-1, but the 178th ranked defense, number 4 ranked offense. Obviously, if they can get the defense going, keep the offense going, they'll be in pretty good shape. But what do you make of what the statistics say about how they're playing here this last month?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a mixed bag, right? It's so high volatility where you're talking about legitimately one of the best offenses in the country. I mean, the 3 teams ahead of them are Houston, who's number 3 in the country, Illinois, who's number 8 in the country, and BYU, who's number 22 in the country and has the potential number 1 pick, top 2 picks. I know you're a Kansas guy, so we'll say top 2 pick in A.J. Debanza. And then it's Boise State right there. This offense has been absolutely lights out, but the defense has been so dreadful. And we had kind of keyed on to it. I'd written an article, hey, the defense is really struggling. And then, you pointed out after those last 2 games, it's like as bad as the defense has been, the offense has been equally good. You combine both of those things over the last 7 games, this team is pretty much looking like a top 40 team, right? Like right on that cut line is where they're starting to play. And if they can play at that level, there's a good chance they finish out this season 6-1, and we'll see what happens from there. But it's been from the offensive point of view, just continue to do what you're doing. Obviously, it's working. Defensively, I really think that they just need to find something to hang their hat on, whether it's throwing a bunch of zone out there, throwing a bunch of traps, trying to apply more ball pressure and force turnovers, because defensively right now they're pretty much just doing nothing well. They don't guard shooters well. They don't protect the rim. They don't force turnovers. Like, I think you almost at this point, it's been so bad, find a gimmick that you can lean into and just make that sort of your defense. And I call it a gimmick, an identity, again, whatever you want to call it. But defensively, I think that's the direction they have to go, because it's been really bad for pretty much since conference play started.
Kelly Pfeiffer, by the way, is the lead official. He's pretty good. He's top 30 at KenPom. What did I say he was, 33 maybe?
That sounds about right. Top 40 for sure, I remember.
And he does a lot of games, too. He's done 63 games. He was in Dayton, Ohio last night. Now, the reason he was over there is because 2 days ago he did Ohio State USC, and then the next night just goes up to Dayton and works Detroit Mercy against Wright State. He also did the Grand Canyon game on the Friday night a couple of weeks ago. He did the Duquesne game earlier this season, so he's done some games. But he's a Big Ten guy for the most part. A lot of Big Ten games on there. But Kelly Pfeiffer, number 33 ranked official in the country here tonight, as well as Nate Harris, who's pretty highly ranked as well.
And the officiating is going to be essential tonight, because one of UNLV's biggest weaknesses has been their propensity to foul opponents. They're 358th in the country in terms of how often they're sending teams to the free throw line relative to how often they get shots up. It's an aggressive defense. It's a handsy defense. They're not afraid to foul you, and they essentially want to force refs into calling fouls all game long. Boise State, they've been one of the most efficient teams in the country from the free throw stripe and at getting to the free throw line. So if the officiating crew's going to call fouls today, that's going to benefit Boise State, get UNLV in foul trouble, get to the free throw line. If they want to make it an ugly, muck-it-up game, like, that's going to be in UNLV's favor without a doubt.
Somebody says, did you guys see that? About 40 straight shots went in for Boise State during the warm-ups. I did not see that, but maybe that's a good sign here. Nathan, appreciate you. I wanted to try to get Greg Frank on for a couple minutes to talk about something, but appreciate you, and hope you I'll say enjoy the game. We'll enjoy the game while we're covering it here, and looking forward to your post-game coverage, analysis, and fun time of year, man. Fun time of year as the game starts to ramp up, as the importance of these games ramps up, and I appreciate you for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, BJ. Thanks
Nathan Carroll, check him out. Nathan Carroll online, BroncoNationNews.com. Appreciate him as well. Maybe we can just give Greg Frank, hey, Greg, Take this here. Oh, now he's eating a donut. Just stay right there. I'll get Greg on. Greg Frank. KTIK, the ticket. You guys know Greg. You love him. I'm going to get Greg Frank on here for a couple. That's all right. How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing
the great Greg
there
Frank. Great show today, man.
They're all fun, but yeah, today was a good one.
What's it like being Johnny Ballgame's boss?
You know, is that you teeing me up to just lay into him or something there? You know? No, it's been good. Yeah.
Jay Tuss is. I don't know. Jay Tuss is giving me stuff here. Your thoughts on this team and this game tonight, man?
Yeah. So they had about a week off and nice win in Albuquerque last week at the Pit, and I think the big thing tonight is Javen Buchanan. He didn't play last month in Vegas, and Leon Rice talked about how he felt like they were beat up inside because UNLV is a very physical team. So what kind of interior presence does Javen give him? Because that's one thing that I think personnel-wise this team maybe struggles with is a menacing presence around the rim. And not that Javen Buchanan is that, but I think he can provide a little more toughness for them on the defensive side of the ball that it seemed like they didn't have last month when they lost.
Your first season covering this team, man, coming to games here, what have been kind of your takeaways of the Boise State basketball program here?
Yeah, I think that it's kind of Jekyll and Hyde, right? I mean, my first game here, they lose to a Division II team, and I'm like, what did I sign up for here? But then by the same token, you sweep a New Mexico team that's on the bubble, and I guess there's still a chance for them to play their way onto the bubble here. They would have to really go on a hot streak here, probably win next week in Logan. But all things considered, it sounds like these are what Leon Rice teams do. They ebb and flow. They hang around the bubble. They have some good wins and some bad losses. And then it all comes together with a 20 or 21 win season where at the end of the day, they're not horrible, but they're not great. And we'll see what happens the rest of the way here.
Hey, man, appreciate you. 3-6, Prater in the ball game. We need to get your name in the Prater ball game and Greg.
I only run the station.
Yeah, come on, Greg.
Thanks,
man. Appreciate it. The great Greg Frank. Go back and is the show posted yet from today? They got to go back and listen. All right. Go back and listen to today's show. Great stuff there from Greg. That was Greg Frank. He works with Prater in the ball game on 93. Won the ticket. Ridley's Family Markets. ShopRidley's.com. Check them out. ShopRidley's.com. Ridley's Family Markets. Time for the national anthem here. We're going to take you to the national anthem here at ExtraMile Arena. The Blue Thunder Pep Band getting us going with the national anthem for tonight's game, Boise State and UNLV. Again, rowpaint.com. We appreciate Andy Rowe or rowpaint.com. 20% off those winter painting projects at rowpaint.com. Check them out, Andy Rowe and Company, rowpaint.com. Transportation Compliance Service. Get those final score predictions and thoughts in, rowpaint.com. Again, Transportation Compliance Service. You're looking to get into the trucking industry, Transportation Compliance Service can help you out. Transcomservice.com gets you into the trucking industry every step of the way. Hey, Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. We'll pick our Bauscher Real Estate player of the game coming up after the game. Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, coming up after the game tonight. Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Hey, Elman Fencing, decks, pergolas, Fences, cedar, wrought iron, vinyl, they can do it all. We'll pick our Element Fencing defensive player of the game coming up on the post-game show as well. Check out Element Fencing, elementfencing.com. Element Fencing, elementfencing.com. And Signature Roofing, whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an estimate, or an inspection, Signature Roofing has you covered. Again, online, mysignatureroofing.com. The Signature Roofing scoreboard update. The only game in the Mountain West tonight is this one here at ExtraMile Arena, Boise State and UNLV. And coming up with about 10 minutes to go in the game, Tom Moser is going to jump on at about halfway through the second half, and you'll be able to watch the second half, watch the end of this game with Tom Moser. So be on the lookout for our live feed with Tom Moser going live about 10 minutes to go in the second half. Tom will go on when the game ends. He'll give his thoughts for the first 20, 30 minutes while I'm doing my interviews. And then I'll take over for the Jackson's postgame show coming up after that. So make sure you watch Tom Moser tonight on another night in the Mountain West. Hey, that'll do it. Boise State about 8 minutes away. Nice crowd filing in. Good buzz, good energy. Should be a fun one here at the X. 80-59 is Leslie's prediction. Kyle's a little worried about the UNLV athleticism. 79-77. Kurt says small crowd. I would say it's okay. It's not great, but it's not terrible. A lot of folks are in the beer line maybe and coming in, but I would say the crowd's not terrible. So we got to get off of here due to the Mountain West rules. The game's on FS1. Enjoy the game. Again, the Sun Cruiser Studios. Our title sponsor is Lithia Ford of Boise. Check them out online at lithiafordboise.com. Enjoy the game. Go subscribe. Read our pregame coverage at BroncoNationNews.com. And we'll see you on the postgame show. Boise State, the big one against UNLV, and we got you covered at Bronco Nation News and BroncoNationNews.com.
Hey Bronco Nation, this is Kenzie with Boise State Soccer. In Boise, winters show up strong, and so do we. Between work, family, and everything life throws our way, we need a vehicle we can count. That's why I drive a Ford Bronco with all-wheel drive. Right now, during our all-wheel drive sales event, you can get the safety and reliability you deserve. Come check out the full lineup of all-wheel drive vehicles at Lithia Ford of Boise. And when you buy here, you're supporting Boise State Athletics and Lithia Ford NAL partnerships. Come see us at Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.